So today we got another video about MSNBC blaming all the voters, all the minorities that they supposedly want to protect or that they so hardly support, and now blaming them for not voting for the Democrats, not voting for them for the ideas that they had apparently to help them. Let me show you here the clip.
Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest. And they need to say, yes, there's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
So in this video, you guys can see that they went all over the place. Misogyny, sexism, racism. People don't vote for those things, guys. The people that voted for Donald Trump, they did not vote for those things. Yes, there's probably people that voted for those things, but the majority of people, I know many people that voted for Donald Trump, and I know many people that voted for Kamala Harris. At least the people that I know, that I've spoken to, all the ones that voted for Kamala only voted for Kamala because they hated Trump so bad and they felt Trump was a danger, as the whole media has been saying for years. And I think it's kind of like the Matrix. Until you don't unplug, you cannot see beyond what's going on. And the people on the right that I saw, it's because censorship, the economy, inflation, some of them the stance that the Harris administration has on the Second Amendment, and some of the policies that they want to implement that are to the left of their ideas. This whole idea about giving money to people in jail for sexual transition, like ridiculous nonsense that the Democrats, since they want to try to please everyone, they don't have a good message that they can get across. That's why they put everyone into groups. That's why the LGBT movement exists. The LGBT is to put everyone together, even though the L and the G's, they don't necessarily agree with the T's. So they're trying to put the same about Hispanics. They're trying to put Hispanics into a box. I'm sorry. A Cuban, a Puerto Rican, and a Dominican, yes, we speak the same language. Hablamos español, but we are not the same. We have different cultures that the way that we are raised in our ancestry, that's how we behave and that's how we vote. Cubans tend to lean right because Cubans still living under a socialist dictatorship. And other countries, they tend to lean slightly left. And that is also one of the policies that Democrats, that's why they love immigration so much. Hey, every 10 people that you get in, 6 are going to vote for you. But now with this election, with many of those same Hispanics flipping and voting for Trump, sexism and racism and misogyny is not the answer. The economy. Work on the economy. Less wars, less nonsense with the kids. Leave the kids alone. Make sure you actually have rules. That way you create opportunities for everyone, but you don't create privileged groups, because privileged groups just create more division, and that's not good. So I'll give you guys here with the second part of the video.
Right. It's misogyny from black men, things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States. You know, the Democratic Party, I've always found when you're sitting around talking, they love to just sort of balkanize everybody into these separate groups and say, oh, white people don't like women and black people. No, it is time for the Democrats to say, okay, and you and I have talked about this before, a lot of Hispanic voters have problems with black candidates.
Right.
A lot
and
of,
with other Hispanics. You got some that don't like each other. And some of the most misogynist things I've heard going on this Get Out the Vote tour came from black men. I mean, misogynist things. So you're absolutely right. It's not simplistic. And we've got to have real honest conversations about it.
Real honest conversations.
I'm telling you, they keep missing the mark. They think just because we're Hispanics, We just want 1 million people going through the border. That's insane. No, we just want a process. We want a regular process that doesn't look like this is, I don't know, like this is a country that is not the United States. The United States has rules and structures, and we want structure around the border. The people, or even they have been losing support on people on the south of Texas because they're affected by those problems. Because there's different cultures that are colliding as people come into the country. And if you don't have a process or you don't have a need, you're going to destabilize certain areas and people are just going to vote against you. And you have to realize maybe some of the policies that you took, maybe some of the stances, you have to rethink them and be like, maybe this was not the best idea. And then you can find a better way to improve it. Yes, I think if Democrats will lean more with the liberals, more with the Bill Maher type of liberals, I think they can still win a lot of seats. But you cannot expect to bring one of the furthest left candidate as Kamala Harris and then expect that she's a moderate. It's like you grab Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is a far left candidate. Can he speak better? Is the guy better? Is good looking and he can probably sell you a loaf of bread. He can sell you a newspaper because the guy can talk. But the guy is still a far left candidate. And that is one of the damages things with Kamala Harris in this administration. And I'm going to give you here with the last numbers about how different issues matter more to progressives that for us Hispanics, we don't give a damn.
A revealing chart that ran in the Financial Times showed that white progressives, and this is how it has been for too long, white progressives hold views far to the left of the minorities they champion. White progressives think at higher rates than Hispanic and black Americans that, quote, racism is built into our society. And get this, many more black and Hispanic Americans surveyed compared with white progressives responded that, quote, America is the greatest country in the world.
So there are two fundamental issues with this part. That the U.S. our society was built on racism. Human society has built on humans exploiting each other. Whoever was the most powerful, they did whatever they wanted on that society. That's how countries were built. At a certain point, a country was more powerful. They have the better weapons. They have the better army. And they say, the wall is blue. And if you don't have the means to fight, you lost. And that's what happened through whole society. And people right now in 2020 are thinking like if they don't know history, like they don't know that's how borders have been marked through generations, through war, through disagreements, through peace treaties. And that is how it is. Does the U.S. have a racism history? Yes. Do I think people, just because I'm Hispanic, just because of the color of my skin, they don't like it? They don't like me? I don't give a damn. They don't pay my bills. What I care about a politician is make sure, yes, the laws are actually fair and they're not picking privileges just because I'm Hispanic or just because you're black or just because you're white. I think it has to be able to, the laws need to be fair and the economy has to be doing great. And the inflation with Kamala, it was just not on her side. And this, in the second part, you can see the numbers, how on the second part here, where they're talking about America is the greatest country, there's a level of pride that some people have about the opportunity that we have been given in the United States. Personally, I was about to join the military back in 2019 because I felt that, I came from a country that I had nothing. And I know even though my mom doesn't want to think, but we were really poor. We were really poor. I had 2 pairs of shoes for everything. One for just the day-to-day. And I have the same pair of shoes that I had to go to school. It was the same shoes to go out. And she tried her best. But we lived in a poor country. And then we come here. And then we have so many opportunities that you feel that you're in debt to the U.S. for the opportunities given. And then you have the love for the country. And white progressives, the self-hatred, it's insane. It's insane. How can you live in a country that you hate so much? Get the fuck out. Go somewhere else where you love. If I hated the United States, I would go somewhere else. I wouldn't be here if I hated so much. And there's definitely a huge disconnect that they have, especially with the Hispanic population, that they're not able to connect, and they're trying to associate all the ideology, all the PC talk about sexism, misogyny, and it doesn't work. And if you keep that mentality, I hope you do, because you're going to lose again.